welcome to another Punk Rock Monday. No, it's just actually another hair pomade demo and review for you. Today, I'm busting out an old favorite from back in the day that I've been having a little trouble getting lately, but I finally got my local beauty supply to get some in. It is none other than Royal Crown Pomade. Now I want you to take a look at this can carefully, because Royal Crown also makes a hair dressing that comes in a red can with a different lid. The lid has kind of a crown on the top. And actually these used to come with, back when I used to use it, they used to come with a red lid, I believe. This is something new. So there is a little bit of difference between the hair dressing and the pomade. They're both pretty lightweight. They both have kind of a Vaseline type presentation in terms of their coloring and their makeup. Their primary ingredient is petrolatum. And they also have olive oil and fragrance for other ingredients. So ostensibly by the ingredients they're identical, but they're not. The pomade is actually a little bit thicker and it offers a little bit better hold and much better scent. So we're going to break this down, we're going to talk about it a little bit. I'm going to get it in my hair and try and make myself presentable enough to go into a hospital later. So to start with, Royal Crown is manufactured by J. Strickland and Company. They've been handling them for years, but it's actually a very old product. Legend has it that this is the pomade that Johnny Cash used when he was young and had amazing hair. And I can see why. I'm going to open this up right now. This has a fantastic scent. You do have to be careful when you buy this. If you buy this from a local beauty supply, I recommend opening it up if you're able to. Some places seal them, but if you can open it up and smell it, make sure it has that good scent. If these sit on the shelf for too long, they either lose their scent and just smell kind of plain, or they can actually get kind of a rancid smell if they're really old. I haven't seen that with too many pomades, but it does happen with Royal Crown. So what's it like? Let's dip into this here, okay? It's pretty light. You can see similar consistency to maybe a heavier Vaseline. Don't be deceived. This stuff holds better than you expect. Now, my hair is pretty clean. It has a little kind of natural buildup left in it from recent days. I think the last thing I used was Murray's Superior Vintage and just a very light application probably 2 or 3 days ago. So this is a good time to add a lighter pomade after you've had a heavy pomade in. I'm actually going to do a video about this in the future where I talk a little bit about how to rotate through different types and consistencies of pomades, how to use a top coat over a heavy pomade, and how to kind of make the most of these products in your hair as your hair kind of moves through different cycles of buildup and cleanliness. And I think that'll be pretty interesting. Leave me a comment, let me know if that's something you're interested in. I think it'll be cool though. So I want to try and describe this scent to you. It's kind of like an old school barbershop or aftershave scent, like something your dad or your granddad would wear, but not in like a fusty old man kind of way. More in like a classic, dapper, old school gentleman kind of smell, you know? Really nice. I've had a lot of women give me compliments on the smell of Royal Crown. They love it, okay? So, I'm gonna get some of this. You can see It's almost kind of drippy. Get some of this in my hands. It spreads very well. I would recommend not applying light pomades too heavily at first. Start with a little and add to it, because you quickly become kind of a grease ball, and if you get it too greasy, then it doesn't work, and it can actually kind of look bad. So, all right. So I didn't use very much. I'm going to show you the can there, if you can kind of see. Just a little scoop. Kind of rub it through until it's mostly off my hands. With lightweight grease, that's never fully off, but mostly. I'm kind of semi-greasy. My whole bathroom smells like the fragrance of Royal Crown right now, and it's awesome. You guys gotta get a can of this stuff. If you can't find it locally, order it. You gotta try it. I mean, the smell alone is reason enough to try Royal Crown. And of course, because Johnny Cash. I mean, who wouldn't want to use something because Johnny Cash used it? Now, right away, you notice my hair. You probably saw at the beginning, my hair, I've had it cut recently. This is probably one of the shorter pompadour cuts that I've had, short of a fade. And so in places it's only about this long. Even in the longer areas, it's only maybe about 3 to 4 inches long. So it can get a little unruly, it can stand up, get spiky. If I put a heavy pomade in after I shower at night, so I usually shower at night when I come home from the hospital. If I put a heavy pomade in at night and then sleep on it, I pretty much have to wet it under hot water to kind of reset it. That's something else I'm going to talk about in an upcoming video. How to reset your pomade, especially heavy pomade, if it gets slept on and just kind of takes on a life of its own. There are some little tricks for this. So, but right now, I just want you to notice, number one, how well my hair is laying down with this light pomade, how easy it is to comb through. And I just want to caution you guys from just delineating yourselves too rigidly as, you know, I'm a heavy pomade guy, I'm a medium guy, I'm a light guy, because they all have their uses. And especially if you wear pomades every day, old school pomades, you want to be able to have an assortment of types, textures, fragrances, and consistencies that you can rotate through depending on what your hair is doing, what it needs that day, how much buildup you have, the type of hair you have, etc. So, not really too much work. My hair looks amazing. This is better than it's looked in days. I haven't really applied pomade that much the last few days, except for yesterday when I went to church for Easter. And by the way, I did a post on Easter recently, yesterday, that you guys should check out. But anyway, there you go. Looks great. I've got, as you can see, I've got nice hold, I've got nice separation. I can even get a little bit of this forward pomp action. This is harder to do sometimes, some of these nuances with a heavier pomade that just wants to clump it together and be stiff. A light pomade is going to make your hair softer, more pliable. You're going to be able to kind of shape it a little bit more, in a little bit more of a nuanced way. And not least of all, and perhaps most important, your hair is going to remain touchable. You know, women don't usually want to touch your hair when it's kind of a gummy helmet. you know, like you get with heavier pomades. And when their fingers are going to get stuck in it, or they're going to be really gross, you know. So it's still a little greasy, but I find most women don't mind if it's a little greasy. You might get a little bit of sheen if you run your hands through it, but not much. It feels almost like a hand salve, or, you know, after you put some lotion on or something like that. So most women don't mind that. But it just looks really good. And, you know, if my hair gets messed up, you know, I can just comb it back, you know. So, and I guarantee you there is no new school water-based, chemical-laden product out on the market that gives you this kind of reset and this kind of pliability and performance. There just isn't. I mean, I've tried a bunch of them, really expensive ones, 18, 20 bucks a jar for a fraction. This is 5 ounces. And I paid, what's the lid here? I paid $4.79 at a local beauty supply. I paid $20 for little, you know, little cans like this. How many ounces is this? This is 4 ounces, but even for less than this one here, 2 ounces, they just don't perform the same way. They have a place. They work with some types of hairstyles to a point, but if you really want a classic hairstyle, a classic look, and particularly if you have longer hair, or you're going for a style that requires a little bit of height and some length on the sides that you need to lay down, you're gonna wanna go with old school. And there are few things better than Royal Crown Pomade. Johnny Cash approved and seconded by yours truly. Check them out. Let me know in the comments if you're a user of Royal Crown, if you've used the pomade, if you've used the hairdressing, what your thoughts are on both. I would love to hear it. And if you have questions about how to get this stuff, just let me know. I can let you know some places that carry it, or how I found it at my local beauty supply. They were out of it for a long time. I just went and asked if they could order it, you know. So I may in the future do a review of the Royal Crown hairdressing. It's a little bit different. It smells pretty good, okay, but not like this. And it's a much lighter hold. So, but you can see it's got that great greaser look. Now you can lather this stuff on even heavier if you have longer hair or thicker hair. You can get pretty greasy with this. These days I go kind of conservative. I use kind of the bare minimum that I need to get the performance that I want, because I'm not interested in throwing away pomade unnecessarily and just leaving it on my pillowcase. And plus I've found after a certain point with lightweight grease, it becomes an issue of diminishing returns, you know. And if you're just looking to get a greasy looking hairstyle, that's one thing. If you're looking for performance, that's something else, you know. So depends on your goals. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this review. Check out Royal Crown. Let me know what you think of this video, and subscribe. There's going to be more content coming in the future. I'm sorry I've been a little sporadic with getting it up, but I've had a lot of stuff going on with school ending and starting a new job in X-ray, and kind of getting back to getting life in order again. So I'll talk to you guys later. Happy Easter and God bless. See ya.